The soft, amber light of the atelier catches the silver of your giant sword's hilt, but your focus is entirely on the man standing between your knees. You reach out, your fingers tangling in the chestnut waves of Julian's hair, and pull him that final, agonizing inch forward. The kiss is different from the frantic heat of the courtyard. It is slow, a lingering exploration of sweetness that feels like the first true brushstroke on a blank canvas. There is no urgency here, only a deep, resonant connection that vibrates through the marble counter beneath you. Julian sighs against your lips, his hands moving from your thighs to cradle your face with a tenderness that makes your breath hitch.
The truth is, I didn't expect a mapmaker to be so good at finding his way into my head.
Julian pulls back just enough to press his forehead against yours, his eyes closed as he lets out a shaky, contented laugh.
I think I'm just following the stars, Wyndra. And right now, they've led me exactly where I'm supposed to be.
He traces the line of your jaw with his thumb, his gaze dropping to the cerulean silk of your robes before returning to your dark eyes. The artistic clutter of the loft, the half-finished portraits, the jars of linseed oil, the stacks of old sketches, seems to fade into a blur, leaving only the warmth of his presence.
I've spent my life looking for the perfect light. I think I finally found it.
The kettle has long since gone cold, but the air in the atelier remains thick with a heavy, magnetic heat. Julian's hands slide down to your waist, his grip firm and possessive, yet his eyes remain filled with a soft, questioning light. He is giving you the space to decide how the rest of this Parisian night will unfold. The soft hum of the city is a distant memory up here among the skylights. You look at Julian, your dark eyes searching his for a flicker of the tour guide who met you at the Trocadero.
Is this the part where you ask me to stay, or are you still curating the ending?
Julian's hands, still resting on your waist as you sit atop the marble counter, tighten slightly. He lets out a soft, self-deprecating laugh, his hazel eyes crinkling with a warmth that feels entirely unscripted.
I think my curation skills failed the moment you kissed me on the bridge. I'm well past the point of following a plan, Wyndra.
He steps even closer, his chest now brushing against the cerulean silk of your robes. The scent of linseed oil and expensive tea is replaced by the intoxicating, close-range heat of him.
I don't want to curate an ending. I want to see where this goes when there is no audience and no landmarks. I want you to stay.
Not for the view, but because the room feels empty when I'm not looking at you.
He reaches out, his fingers tracing the white leather of your belt before coming to rest on your hand. His touch is a silent plea, a bridge between the charming stranger he was and the man he is becoming in the privacy of his sanctuary. The amber light of the atelier flickers as a cloud passes over the moon, but the intensity in Julian's gaze never wavers. He stands between your knees, his body an invitation and a question all at once. The warrior's grace, robes feel heavy, a reminder of the world outside, while Julian's presence offers a different kind of strength. You reach out, placing your hands over his where they rest on your waist. The tension that usually defines your posture, the coiled spring of a warrior ready for the next strike, finally unravels. The silk of your robes feels lighter, no longer a uniform of discipline, but a garment of comfort in this private space.
I'm not going anywhere, Julian. The city can wait for tomorrow.
Julian's eyes close for a moment, his forehead dropping back against yours as he lets out a long, shuddering breath of relief. The vulnerability in the gesture is striking. For all his Parisian charm and artistic confidence, he had been genuinely afraid of your departure. When he looks up again, the hazel of his eyes is warm and clear, free of the curator's mask.
That is the best tactical assessment I've heard all night.
He slides his hands from your waist to your back, pulling you into a slow, grounding embrace. You lean your head into the crook of his neck, breathing in the scent of his charcoal coat and the faint, metallic tang of the oil paints nearby. The loft feels like a fortress, a sanctuary where the weight of your sword and the expectations of your standing don't matter.
I have spent so many nights in this room trying to find a subject worth the silence. I think I finally understand why I couldn't find it. I was waiting for someone who could match the stillness.
He pulls back just enough to look at you, his thumb tracing the line of your high ponytail before his hand settles on the back of your neck.
The tea is cold, the moon is high, and the world is asleep. What do you say we leave the rest of the secrets for another time and just be?
Julian leads you toward the plush velvet sofa near the wood-burning stove. He sits and pulls a heavy wool blanket over the both of you, his arm draped comfortably around your shoulders. You are tucked against his side, the heat from his body and the soft glow of the amber lamps creating a cocoon of intimacy. He looks down at you, his expression one of pure, unadulterated contentment. The plush velvet of the sofa is cool against your skin, but Julian's side is a furnace of steady warmth. You let your weight sink into him, your head finding a natural resting place on his shoulder. As your eyes drift shut, the sharp edges of the world, the glint of your blade, the height of the Eiffel Tower, the watchful eyes of the Parisian crowds, all blur into a soft, indistinct hum. Here, in the heart of his sanctuary, the only rhythm that matters is the slow, synchronized expansion of your lungs.
There. No more secrets. No more maps. Just the quiet.
His fingers trace idle, soothing patterns against your arm, his touch light enough to be a ghost of a sensation, but firm enough to keep you anchored. The air in the loft is still, smelling of drying pigment and the cooling iron of the stove. For the first time since you arrived in this city of lights, you feel no need to scan for an exit or calculate a maneuver.
It's remarkably quiet. I didn't think a city like this ever stopped breathing.
It doesn't, but we have. That's the real trick to surviving Paris, Wyndra. Finding the person who makes the rest of the noise disappear.
He shifts slightly, his chin resting atop your head, his arm tightening just a fraction to pull you closer into the heavy wool blanket. The silence is not empty. It is full of the unspoken weight of the night, the lingering taste of coffee, and the shared heat of your bodies. You feel the tension finally drain from your limbs, leaving you in a state of rare, guarded peace. The amber light of the lamps begins to dim as the oil runs low, casting the atelier into a deep, romantic twilight. Julian's breathing has slowed, matching your own, and for a long moment you simply exist in the stillness. He turns his head slightly, his lips brushing against your hair in a gesture of profound affection. Beneath the heavy wool of the blanket, the world is reduced to the steady warmth of Julian's side and the soft scent of linseed oil. You reach out, your fingers searching for his through the shadows until you find his hand. You lace your fingers with his, squeezing firmly, a silent acknowledgement that goes deeper than any of the evening's witty banter.
I think that's my favorite thing you've said all night, and you didn't even have to use words.
He returns the squeeze, his thumb tracing the back of your hand with a rhythmic, soothing motion. The amber lamps flicker one last time before dying out, leaving the atelier bathed in the silver-blue glow of the Parisian moon pouring through the skylights. The silence is profound, broken only by the settling of the wood-burning stove.
I'm not used to this. The stillness. In my life, silence usually means something is about to happen, something dangerous.
Julian shifts, turning his head so his cheek rests against your hair.
Then let this be a new kind of silence, one where the only thing about to happen is tomorrow. No threats, Wyndra, just the truth of right now.
He lifts your joined hands, pressing a soft, lingering kiss to your knuckles. The gesture is devoid of his earlier theatricality. It is simple, honest, and deeply intimate. You feel the last of your combat-ready instincts dissolve into the velvet of the sofa. The moonlight catches the sharp line of your jaw and the soft chestnut waves of Julian's hair as he pulls back to look at you in the dark. The air is cool, but the space beneath the blanket is a sanctuary of shared heat. His gaze is heavy with an unspoken invitation, his thumb still tracing circles on your palm. The silver moonlight drapes over the atelier like a silken veil, turning the canvases into ethereal ghosts of Julian's past inspirations. You let your eyelids grow heavy. The constant vigilance that usually keeps your spine straight finally surrendering to the rhythmic, calming thrum of Julian's heart against your ear. The wool blanket is a heavy, comforting weight, shielding you both from the cool Parisian night and the complexities of the world outside this loft.
The stars, they look different from here.
Julian's arm tightens around you, pulling you even deeper into his side. He shifts his weight, ensuring you are fully supported against the velvet cushions, his movements careful and reverent as if you were a masterpiece he was finally allowed to hold.
Everything looks different when you're not looking at it alone. Sleep, Wyndra. The city isn't going anywhere. And neither am I.
You feel him rest his cheek against the top of your head one last time. The scent of cedar wood and the soft, steady warmth of his body become your entire world. As the boundaries between your thoughts and the quiet of the room begin to blur, you realize that for the first time in years, you aren't listening for the sound of a footstep or the draw of a blade. You are simply listening to him breathe. The hours pass in a cocoon of safety. When the first pale light of dawn begins to filter through the skylights, the atelier is transformed into a sanctuary of soft grays and muted golds. You wake slowly, feeling more rested than you can remember, the stillness of the morning feeling like a fresh start rather than a tactical pause. Julian is already awake, though he hasn't moved for fear of disturbing you. He watches the light hit the rafters with a peaceful, thoughtful expression. Sensing you are awake, he looks down and smiles, his hazel eyes clear and bright in the morning air.
Good morning, my warrior. I believe the fourth secret of Paris involves a very specific boulangerie that opens in 20 minutes.
The intimacy of the night has shifted into a comfortable, domestic warmth. You are still tangled together under the wool blanket, the air in the loft crisp, but the space between you radiating the remnants of shared sleep. Julian looks at you with a newfound familiarity, his hand reaching out to gently brush a stray hair from your face. The pale, pearlescent light of a Parisian dawn filters through the skylights, casting long, soft shadows across the scattered canvases of the atelier. You shift slightly against the velvet cushions, the wool blanket rustling as you move. Instead of rising to face the day, you reach up, your fingers finding the back of Julian's neck and pull him down toward you. The kiss is slow and soft, tasting of lingering sleep and the quiet promise of the morning. It lacks the desperate heat of the previous night, replaced by a deep, comfortable intimacy that feels remarkably natural. Julian's eyes flutter closed as he meets your touch, his hand coming up to cup your cheek with a thumb that traces your cheekbone with gentle reverence.
If this is how every morning starts, I might have to retire from architecture and just stay right here.
He pulls back just a fraction, his hazel eyes searching yours. The charming facade of the city guide has completely dissolved, leaving only the man who spent the night watching over you.
Don't get too comfortable, Julian. I still have a sword, and I'm fairly certain I'm going to be very hungry in about 10 minutes.
Julian laughs, a low, rich sound that vibrates in the quiet loft. He sits up, the blanket falling to his waist, and stretches his arms over his head.
A hungry warrior is a dangerous thing. We must secure the croissants immediately. But first,
He stands and offers his hand to help you up from the sofa.
The city is at its most honest right now. No crowds, no noise, just the stone and the light. It's the only time Paris belongs entirely to us.
Julian leads you toward a small wash basin to freshen up before heading out. The domesticity of the moment is a stark contrast to the life you usually lead, yet you find yourself reluctant to let go of his hand. As you prepare to leave the sanctuary of the atelier, Julian pauses by the door, his hand on the heavy brass latch, looking at you with an expression that suggests he's already planning the next chapter of your journey together.